Imagine you're sitting at a backroom gambling table. One-eyed Jeffrey here is going all in. But you know he's bluffing, because you've been coming here every day for over a month. Maybe you've been losing money all this while, but it was only to understand each of your opponents. You're sure you'll win? Not like last time. This one, you feel it. You bet with everything you have. Jeffrey wins, and you're left with nothing, just like last time. You, sir, have a gambling addiction. Addiction could be towards anything, some more dangerous than gambling even. But what constitutes an addiction? Well, the American Society of Addiction Medicine defines addiction as a treatable, chronic medical disease involving complex interactions among brain circuits, genetics, the environment, and an individual's life experiences. To state it in a simpler form, it's a dependency on a particular substance or activity to a point where one's life is largely controlled by it. Most addictions can be categorized into behavioral or chemical. While chemical addiction refers to a dependency on substances, behavioral addiction implies compulsive, persistent, and repeated engagement with an activity despite not receiving any particular benefit. Compulsions arise from your brain craving for the reward you attain from indulging in a particular substance or an activity. However, a constant chasing of the high alters the neurotransmission process and reward structures of the brain. The revised definition of addiction put forth by ASAM conclusively states that porn addiction has the same neurological effects and brain alterations as substance addiction. Before the internet, an urge to masturbate looking at graphic images was largely associated with a high libido. The magazines or photos used were put away once the person was done masturbating. But unlike printed pieces of paper, pornographic content on the internet is not limited to your secret stash of adult magazines. The different varieties of adult content available online makes it easier for the brain to satiate the cravings, increasing the risk of addiction-related brain changes. The amount of porn sites that constitute all websites on the internet is reportedly 4%. However, popular adult content website Pornhub reported that in 2019 they received an average of 115 million visits every single day. That's 41 billion visits a year. These numbers strongly suggest the prevalence of porn consumption in this day and age. But watching adult content is not necessarily problematic. So how do you know if you have a porn addiction or not? Well, imagine you just woke up and you're already late for class. But instead of getting ready, you start watching porn. Or imagine you and your friends have been planning to meet for weeks, but when the day finally arrives, you call them and tell them you're sick, just to sit at home and masturbate. Now, both these situations could be due to urges that occur seldom, but if you find it impossible to abstain and stop the cravings to a point where you fail to recognize significant problems in your life affecting your behavior and interpersonal relationships, you are an addict. You might find your performance to be increasingly poor at work or school. Your mood might be unpredictable or mostly on the lower side, and you might notice your friends and colleagues pointing it out to you. Or worse yet, the only pleasure you get is during the few seconds of an orgasm, and you instantly start regretting it once the feeling fades away. In such a case, you already know you have a problem, but are unable to do something about it. But don't worry. Remember the definition of addiction put forth by ASAM? Addiction is a treatable, chronic medical disease. Treatable. With a bit of determination and the right support, you'll break free from the shackles of pornography in no time. To know if you have a problem of porn addiction and where you stand, take the free test on BlockerX to assess your Thank you for watching the video.